Well, I kind of like fairy tales, you know what I mean? Now, once upon a time, there was a really nice country. I mean, just a really nice place. I mean, they had nice forests, pretty nice roads, the taxes were fairly low. I mean, it's just a pretty nice place to live. I mean, the weather was pretty good and just kind of was all right. There's only one thing wrong with it. They had a dragon. And every Thursday night, this dragon come out and invade the town. I mean, he was evil. I mean, he was so bad, he'd sneak in the back door of your house and tear the last 3 pages out of your book. I mean, he'd sneak in and steal the spark plug out of your daddy's car. I mean, he was evil. He would change the numbers on the front of the house to where you didn't know whether you were in your house or the neighbor's. I mean, he was just evil. So, you know, they was pretty much getting tired of this. So they decided they'd have a big country meeting. Everybody in the whole country get together and they have a meeting and figure out what to do with the dragon. Sure enough, there were signs everywhere that said, down to town hall, big meeting. Down to town hall, big meeting, big signs everywhere. So that night, everybody in the whole country showed up. Yes, sir? Everybody was there. Well, everybody got clear to the back. There was the old tailor. Pretty nice fellow. Everybody knew how smart he was. But the invitation did say everybody in the country and the tailor. So, you know, he stayed kind of back and back. So, just in case they said, not you, you could leave. So they had the big meeting, and up there in front was the king and the queen and the princess and the wizard and the knights. It was all sitting up there in front. They said, well, we got to get rid of this dragon. How are we going to do it? Well, they argued about it for a little while. Pretty soon, about 7 or 8 rows back on this side over here, some lady held up her hand and said, well, isn't that what the knights are supposed to do? Well, the king looked at him and said, ladies and gentlemen, my knights are pretty nice fellas. And you know, when the dragon comes to town, they hide underneath the bed. Not that they're not courageous or nothing, but they're just sort of afraid of that dragon. Well, there's about 10 or 12 rows on this side. There's some boy held up his hand. He said, wait, isn't that what wizards are supposed to do? The old wizard stood there a minute. He said, well, we can try abracadabra, sisku, poo. And the queen disappeared. Said, well, that may not be the right thing. The king stood up and said, look, the guy's getting old, he forgets stuff. And he lost his book, so somebody's got to come up with a better plan. So sure enough, everybody argued about it. Next day, everybody started out. Now, this tailor was a really smart fellow, and he had 3 sons. Really smart sons. Yes, sir. Kind of. His oldest boy was a big old boy. I mean, he was a big old stout fella. He said, Father, I'm going to go kill this dragon. By the way, the prize was you get to marry a princess. No, sir. Anyhow, so he gathered up all of his stuff, got a big old charger, big old sword, a suit of armor. He knew how smart his dad was, so he said, Dad, I'm going to go kill this dragon. What do I do? He said, now you stand up straight, and you look it straight in the eye, and you say these words. Dragon, dragon, how do you do? I've been sent by the king to murder you. old boy looked at him for a little bit and said, Dad, that's stupid. So sure enough, he headed off for the mountain. Man, they saw he rode right up that hill, right up that mountain, right to the cave of the dragon, walked up to the front door, knocked on the front door. Dragon came to the door, looked at him, popped him upside the head, knocked him out cold. Picked him up by the ear and swallowed him. This one sat there. Now, the second son was a really smart fella. I mean, he was so smart, he spoke algebra. Yes, sir, he had a plan. Got him a nice suit, big old briefcase, and a sword stuck in that briefcase. Had a plan. He was smart. Walked right up there. Said, Dad, I'm going to go kill that dragon. Says, I don't have a kingdom and I don't have a princess. But he says, I can kill that dragon. This is what I do. He says, now you stand up straight and you look him straight in the eye. You say it clear and go, Dragon, dragon, how do you do? I've been sent by the king to murder you. Old boy looked at him for a little while and said, wow, Dad, that's kind of lame. So sure enough, the next morning he headed off that mountain, walked right up to the front door and knocked on the door and said, Dragon. Says, go away, what do you want? I am the full brush man. Yes, sir, I have the best brush you've ever seen in your whole life. I've myriad brushes. I have brushes for your teeth. I have brushes for your scales. I have brushes for your tail. I have brushes for all the things that you ever needed. Yes, sir, I'm the finest. I have the finest selection you ever seen. Go away. Whoa. Now, don't be rash. Let me give you my catalog. Reached into his briefcase, grabbed onto his sword, and the dragon come right beside his head, knocked him out cold. Said, really? Picked him up by the ear, and second son's gone. Well, now the third son was a really good fella. I mean, everybody liked him. He was just dumb or post. Well, he didn't have a princess. He didn't have a kingdom, but he did have a plan. Yes, sir. Got a big old suit of armor that was about 3 sizes too big. Big old horse, but he was old and didn't move very fast. Got a big old sword, but he couldn't pick up both ends of it at the same time. But he went to go see his dad, and he said, Dad, I'm going to go kill a dragon. Said, now, son, look him straight in the eye. Say these words. Dragon, dragon, how do you do? I've been sent by the king to murder you. Daddy, kind of rhymes, you know? Heads off to the mountain. Horse didn't go so fast, so they headed up there and wasn't going. Took him a long time to get there. Pulled right up in front of the cave. Jumped off the horse, sword in hand, walked up to the front door, knocked on the door, and knocked on the door. And the dragon came to the door and said, what do you want? Dragon, how do you do? I've been sent by the king to murder you. The dragon looked at him, started to smile, started to laugh so hard he laughed, and he laughed, and he rolled and rolled and laughed and laughed. Maybe okay, man. So we went to go get his sword, couldn't make up both ends at the same time, so we just end over ended it all the way up there. Dragon was laughing so hard, it turned blue. Yes, sir, he was a guy rolling around and coughing and coughing and laughing and made the old kid mad. Here you go. Come up there, got clear up there, and dropped the sword. Lobbed off his head. Clean. Out popped his two older brothers. And they said, "What are you doing?" He says, "What didn't me do?" Yes, sir. Well, he married the princess, and he got to be king. And there is a moral to the story, in case you ever wondered. You're never too dumb to be king.